Welcome to the Six-Figure Accelerator Mompreneur Summit. I am so glad you're here. This summit is all about helping you build, sell, get visible, and scale your online service or knowledge-based business without compromising time with your family. My name is Sara, and I am the host of the summit. I'm a business and visibility coach for mom entrepreneurs. Inside of my community, Collaborate Growth Collective, I help moms just like you grow their audience and boost their sales through strategic, powerful collaborations, just like the summit you are tuning into today. Now, I know your time is valuable, so each of these sessions is packed with real actionable strategies from industry experts to help you move the needle forward in your business. So let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome back to another session of the Six-Figure Accelerator Mompreneur Summit. And today I'm here with Sheril, and we are going to dive into visibility on autopilot, how you can scale without the stress. But before we dive into that topic, I would love if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got started in business, because I know there's some moms in the audience who this is their very first time meeting you.
Hi, I'm Sheril. I'm a digital marketing strategist. I've been in the business for around 10 years now. I started with the eminent need to marketing my own business. When I first started, I had an e-commerce business. And in order to run that business, I studied deeply when it comes to DIY marketing, SEO, Google Ads, and a lot of related relevant stuff. But it was getting me nowhere. And that's when I decided that there would be better strategies to have your marketing work for you, not against you. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got into the business of marketing, because my marketing worked for my business. It started scaling. We could see real measurable growth. And when I winded that business up, I started working with other businesses, helping them get their marketing up from ground. And in the course of being a marketing professional, eventually I became a mentor for other businesses, startups, especially women-led businesses. That's one passion that I have, to help other women in business who are struggling and in a position where they don't know what's working, what's not working. And I can relate because I was there once. And this has led me to be a coach as well, because at present, I'm working with a lot of marketers as well who are interested in advanced techniques when it comes to visibility, enhancing their presence, landing the right leads for their business. Whether you're a services business, a professional service, or you are a knowledge-based business, the visibility system is something that can help anyone and everyone when done right.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm glad you had kind of talked about, you started your business and all of a sudden you were kind of like put in this marketing hat. And I know a lot of people start their business and they also now have to become a marketer, and they may not know how to do that. Most people aren't innately unless you went to school for it, it's not like innately in people to know how to market their business. And you're like, I just got into my business because I wanted to help people. I wanted to serve people. And now you have to do this whole marketing side of it. And it can be really, really challenging, because if you don't have that marketing down, you really aren't getting those leads into your business. And obviously your business is going to either thrive or fail based on the leads that you're getting. And so when you are working with your clients, what do you think some of the most common marketing mistakes you see when they're trying to really scale their business?
That's a very good question, Sara. One of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of people make is marketing anytime, anything, using any type of content, not having a strategy in place. Like these are one of the most common things that is seen across the board, and just random acts of marketing, I'd say.
Mhm. Yeah, I can relate to that because I know when I first started my business, I was like, okay, I just need to start putting things out there and hoping that it sticks. There was no rhyme or reason. There was no strategy behind it. I was just doing things because I was kind of told that's what I was supposed to do without any sort of guidance around it. So, what do you actually believe like visit in why do you believe like having a system and a strategy, so having that visibility system is really powerful tactic, especially a little bit maybe more powerful than say like Instagram or Reels? Because I know you kind of teach a little bit a different visibility strategy. So why do you believe that's a little bit more powerful?
Mainly because when we are not having a strategy to back our efforts, it's mainly resulting in all sorts of ad spend, effort going to waste. Because the scalable visibility system is nothing but having a clear plan in place. You have to attract the right audience for the right content and do it in a way that's systematic. So when you're posting a random marketing piece, for example, on Instagram or on Meta, or for example, even on LinkedIn, because you're wanting to land that right lead, because that means a lot. And you goof up with a content that's not backed with any sort of measurement, because in marketing, even if we have the right audience, let's take an example. We even have the right content, but we're not measuring what's bringing in the most leads, what's landing you the most leads, and in the most effective way. Then your marketing wouldn't give you the same results as with a scalable visibility system, because that teaches you how to position your content in front of the right people at the right time and have a measurement attached to it so that you can see what's working, how well it's working, and where you can leverage that traffic that's converting beautifully, and not spend your like valuable dollars on something that's not gonna convert into a good ROI. So that's
Mhm.
something I strongly believe in.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about tracking the measurements and knowing like what's working and what's not working, because you definitely want to know those numbers so you can dive, like you can go all into the stuff that's working and kind of like,
Mhm.
okay, that's not working, so let's not do that. So when you talk about this scalable visibility system, like what exactly is it and how does it work?
It's more about having a strategy in place. When you're working with a scalable visibility system, it's working on three well-proven strategies and a three-part system where you're attracting the traffic that's going to convert. You're not just targeting everyone. You have a very niche audience that's going to convert, that would align with your offer, the kind of service that you are positioning yourself for, and would get you actually some interest. And it's important because I've seen a lot of my clients, when they first start out, they would straight away start with attracting all sorts of traffic. All sorts of traffic is coming from everywhere to the website. They'll just put the geolocation because that's something they know, that we want traffic from a particular location, but they wouldn't know what kind of traffic is actually going to, what kind of demographics are actually going to be buying from them or are going to be booking with them. So that's the first part of the scalable visibility system, that they need to have the right kind of traffic, attracting the right kind of traffic. And after that, I'd say uh, content strategy. And content strategy is not that difficult to implement. You need to be auditing the kind of content you're putting out there in front of your target audience. And if it's going to actually result in them being interested, uh, are you positioning yourself as an authority in your field?
Mhm.
Or are you under positioning yourself? Or are you not selling yourself enough? Or in a way that's not non-salesy? And finally, the system has you measuring what kind of content has been bringing the most leads for your business and getting you booked. And my blueprint breaks it down in details. So this is what the scalability system is about.
Yeah, I like how you dived into those three main parts because they may have heard of like all of it separately, but really the way that it's going to work and really work for their business is putting all those three together. So really figuring out who their audience is and kind of niching down and putting their content in front of that correct audience. And then of course measuring it to make sure it's working. So I know you help your clients a lot when it comes to like SEO and Google ads, and that's kind of how you really niche down that target audience and make sure they're getting the content in front of that audience. So how can that SEO and Google ads really work for small business, even if they maybe have like a smaller budget? Because I know that's a huge factor when somebody hears ads like, okay, they're going to be expensive and I just don't have the budget. Or maybe they're like, I only have like this little bit of budget. Like, how can it still work for them?
That's a very relevant question. And most of the time in the discovery calls, I hear this a lot. Like, we're a small business, we've just started. We don't know if we can start putting in money in SEO. And the most common myth is we are a small business, we have to spend thousands. It's for a bigger business. SEO and Google Ads for a bigger business, not for a smaller business with limited budget. But that's completely untrue. If you follow the scalable visibility blueprint as a system consistently, it's going to deliver sustainable results on a smaller budget. And the ROI that you're going to receive is going to make sense for every dollar spent because you're doing the right thing on repeat and you're only putting your money behind the content that's going to get you booked and going to get you get your cash registers ringing. So small businesses can absolutely leverage SEO and Google Ads when done in the right way.
Yeah, when you think of marketing, especially when you think of some of the organic methods of, social media, you're putting content out there and it kind of goes to like this huge audience and you may or may not be seen in there. But the system that you help your clients with is really narrowing down into a very specific audience that is going to be interested in that offer. So I love that. Like, I love this conversation because I don't think, if somebody's new into marketing, they may not think of it that way. They just may be thinking, okay, I know I'm supposed to do social media. And I'm not saying social media is a bad thing, but it is a very like long-term broad marketing plan. Whereas what you help your clients with, it's more like niche down to their business and to their offer and to their audience. And so I love that you help them do that. What is like, maybe for those in the audience who is wanting to really get those leads on a line and a more aligned audience, what is one simple shift someone could make today to start attracting those more aligned leads into their business?
They could start with having the right tracking in place on their website or whether it's through the socials. They need to be looking at one very useful thing I'd say would be Google Analytics. If they don't have that connected on their website, they should start using it because that's a gold mine of the relevant data that they could be using and making sure that the right kind of audience is seeing their content because there's a feature called real-time user data that they can track and then filter out or even try and restrict their content being shown to the wrong kind of audience if they know that they're not going to target a specific location. Apart from that, they have stats and analytics available that could help them track down what kind of audience, age group, demographic, gender is associating or engaging most with their content and who's spending the most time on a particular web page or their socials and where they're coming from. So this really helps narrow down the right kind of audience and they can put in their efforts more towards that particular group and segment it and use it everywhere across the board in their marketing.
Mm-hmm. And is this Google Analytics, does it cost anything for somebody to sign up for it, or can it?
Completely free.
Oh,
That's
that's good.
completely free.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's a really good tool then if it's completely free and they can just sign up for that and start tracking where people are coming from. I'm assuming you can kind of see like maybe if they're coming from social media or if they're coming from like a Google search or Pinterest. Is that kind of what it shows you in that?
Yep. And it's much more detailed. It's not just the source. It could break down to the level of campaign. For example, you're running ads on Meta, you're running ads on Google, but you don't know which source got you that lead, landed you that lead or that inquiry. So it can break it down to that level. And specifically, even you're just running your ads only on Meta, for example, and you don't know which of your campaigns, ad campaigns, resulted in that inquiry or that lead booking you or your services. So it would break it down to the campaign level, and you'll know, okay, this campaign works better than the other, and that's costing me less to land those leads as compared to the other one. So that's really useful. And if the audience doesn't have that on attached to their website or their socials, I would suggest thinking about it.
Yeah, I like that it's going to show you exactly. You can, like you said, part of your thing is like tracking the metrics and seeing where people are coming from and then kind of dive in, go all into that one. So, because that's where people are getting you. So having those metrics and seeing where everybody's going to come from is really going to help, business owners identify where their traffic's coming from, where their leads are coming from, so they can kind of um, create more content around that particular um,
Exactly.
market. I can't even think of the word I'm trying to,
Yeah.
but yeah, they can make content around that. And so this blueprint, I know you've kind of mentioned a little bit the visibility blueprint. Can you tell us like what's inside that and how it's going to help business owners fix their marketing funnel?
So it's no fluff guide for a marketer, especially a women entrepreneur who doesn't have the time to be or the budget to be spending on marketing everywhere and like randomly. This would break it down to the level where you know what to do, when to do, how to do, and it guides you from part one to part two, and it's all structured in a way that makes sense, nothing complicated or very technical that would make it hard for anyone to implement. So even the beginner level person who's just starting their business can make use of this. It teaches you how to audit your own content, what to look for when you're conducting an audit, what are some of those major winning points that they could identify and start implementing right away. So that really makes it really useful for the business owner to dive into the right thing immediately and stop the funnel leaks or stop spending extra dollars every month on a campaign that is never going to convert. So that's everything is packed inside my scalable visibility blueprint, and it shows you exactly the simple steps that you can implement.
Mhm. Yeah, that's gonna be so beneficial for the moms in the audience because I know, we spend a lot of time in marketing. I think like I want to say it's like 80% of our time is like spent on marketing or something. And so wanting to make sure that we are putting like the time that we're putting in is actually converting and getting results. So having that blueprint is going to help them fine tune their marketing strategy to start seeing results coming into their business on a more like or in a more what word?
Consistent. Yeah.
Yes, consistent basis. And so I love that. And I am going to have to check that out myself because I know I really focus on collaborations as being my visibility strategy, but it's really awesome to learn about other marketing and visibility strategies. So I'm going to have to dive into that and check that out myself. And I know you actually have a very special offer for those who have upgraded to our Success Pass. and it's a one-on-one like visibility power hour. So do you want to tell the audience a little bit about what they're going to get inside of that power hour if they have purchased that upgrade?
That's a really valuable VIP upgrade offer that people can make use of. It's going to be exclusive one-on-one time with me where I can directly talk to a business owner, break it down to their business level. It's very personalized audit that we can do in real time. Uh, some pointers that they can implement right away, and any funnel leaks or any strategies that aren't working, aren't converting, we can troubleshoot those right there, and a lot of value within 1 hour that would result in added revenue for their business. So I think that's going to be really helpful for somebody who's looking to uh, upskill, or somebody who's looking to increase return on their marketing investment.
Yeah, I think that that one-on-one time with you is going to be so valuable because, you know, like I said, we get into this business and we don't really have that, like, we're just kind of thrown into this marketing hat and it's like a big portion of our business. So having somebody like Sheril come in and look over your funnels and look over your marketing strategy to see if it is working. And if it's not, like, where can you fix it and what can you add to it? So that is a very super awesome VIP like addition. I'm so glad you added that in there because it's going to be so beneficial. And then before we go, I do have one final question, and that is, do you have any last minute advice for the women and moms in the audience? And it could just be around business or life, just any words of encouragement that you have for them.
I'd say the biggest takeaway that I want people to take from this session would be to stick on, like with the right strategy, consistency in your efforts. Because when you are consistently applying the right strategies, you're definitely going to see the results. It's not going to be just effort with no returns. Because sometimes we lose motivation in middle of the business journey, as it happens with everyone. So for the mom entrepreneur out there, I would like to say just stick with it and you're definitely going to succeed.
Yes, that's such great advice. I love that. And I am so happy that you hopped in today and to help us learn a little bit more about our visibility and maybe a different method that we have not thought of previously. So I love this conversation and thank you for sharing with us today, Sheril.
Thanks a lot, Sarah, for inviting me. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and sharing some of my tips with the audience.
Yeah, it's going to be so beneficial. Thank you so much. And for those in the audience, I will see you in the next session.